Hey everyone, my name is Brandon Starr, and today I will be demonstrating how to check a blood pressure. At the age of 16, I had to learn how to check a blood pressure because my mom had fallen ill and required regular checks at home. So our family doctor taught me how to do it, and I quickly learned just how important regularly checking your blood pressure can be. In many situations, I was able to determine if something was wrong and possibly prevent it from getting worse by following up with our doctor. A couple years later, this skill had followed me into my career path, in which I have been working as a nurse for the last 11 years. So first, I will go over the use of a stethoscope, the use of a blood pressure cuff, and the proper placement for both items. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, we have the stethoscope, and these are the earpieces. They go in your ears right here. It's followed by long tubing that leads to this item right here. This is called the bell. This is what's going to allow us to hear our pulse so that we can check our blood pressure. And the blood pressure is typically checked in the arm, but it can be done other places. So you place this over the artery, and that's typically somewhere below, above, or in the center of the elbow crease right here. So next we have the actual blood pressure cuff. This is the cuff. We're going to put our arm through it. And typically these cuffs have pictures for proper placement. It's pretty simple. Let me show you right here. But a good rule of thumb is you want the tubing to go this way down your arm. So you would tighten the cuff, and it's held in place by Velcro. Now, as you can see, it has two tubings connected to it. This tubing leads to this pump right here. This is going to inflate the cuff as you squeeze it. And it has a valve on it right here. And the rule of thumb is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So we want to turn this valve all the way right until we can't anymore. And that's going to prevent the air from coming out of the cuff as we start to inflate it. Turning it left is going to let the air out. So this next tubing right here leads to this gauge, and this is going to actually tell us what our blood pressure is. It has numbers on them ranging from 20 to 300. So, on here you can see the numbers, and there's also this arrow right here in the center. As we begin to inflate the cuff, that arrow is going to move up the numbers there. And when you deflate it, it goes back to normal. So what you would do, get your stethoscope, put it in place. This is kind of hard to do by yourself. This is why you need two people, by the way. So you would begin to inflate the cuff, and sooner or later you are going to start to hear a pulse. So you would inflate the cuff until you cannot hear a pulse anymore. Then you would slowly turn the valve left to start to deflate the cuff. And whenever you start to hear the pulse, whatever number that the arrow is on here, when you hear the pulse again, that's what the top number of the blood pressure will be. So it'll keep going down. And whenever you cannot hear the pulse anymore, the last number that you heard the pulse on, that will be the bottom number of the blood pressure. So let's say that we begin to hear the pulse at 140. We start to hear it when it's right here, the arrow's right here on 140. And then we stop hearing it when it hits 80. So then the blood pressure will be 140 over 80. And a normal blood pressure is 120/80 and below. So for those of you that this is too complicated, they also have automatic blood pressure cuffs, and these are very simple. These also have pictures on them for proper placement, with tubing connected to an automatic cuff. All you have to do, this is as simple as pressing a button. All you have to do is press this on button right here, and the cuff will inflate and deflate, and it'll give you the reading. Pretty simple. So, I've gone over the use of a stethoscope, the use of a blood pressure cuff, and the proper placement for both. I hope that this demonstration helps you in life as much as it has helped me. Good luck!